So hello my friends, Devaun Lennox here, PhotographyPX. In today's video, we'll cover the best compact cameras. Do know you can find timestamps and links in the description down below. You can also find a guide on all of the features to consider beforehand when looking at compact cameras, and that guide is at the bottom of this blog post. And also note, this is not a sponsored video. Let's get started. Camera technology these days has progressed enormously, especially in the compact market. And although today's smartphones are capturing most beginning photographers, improvements in imaging have given compacts a new rise in popularity. And today's compacts have the best selection of features to date, all in an attempt to lure customers away from smartphones. So much so that spending the money on a compact camera is now again entirely worthwhile. Compact cameras combine convenience and portability, and they're the ideal option for travelers and on-the-go creators looking for a hassle-free replacement to a bulky DSLR. They're also the ideal option for beginners wanting to upgrade their image quality without most cameras' annoyances. Today's compacts also bring superior functionality, touchscreens, excellent focusing, and 4K video as mostly standard, and they've now surpassed even the advanced DSLRs of years prior, all the while being small enough to slide into a cargo or jacket pocket. As such, it makes sense to see them return in a powerful comeback. But ultimately, not every compact camera is created equally. Some will offer more advanced features to sway seasoned photographers, others only the necessities. With that, in today's video, we'll cover the best compact cameras on the present market. Coming in number 9, Olympus's TUF TG6. Released in 2019, Olympus's TUF TG6 is their high-end waterproof compact camera and the best option of the category. It features a 12 megapixel 1/2.3 inch sensor, a 25 to 100 millimeter equivalent lens, 4K 30 frames per second video, and 1080p full HD video up to 120 frames per second. It also has a 3-inch LCD, live composite, focus stacking, HDR, focus bracketing, time-lapse, panorama, a 2x teleconverter, and wireless connectivity. The TG6 shines if you're looking for a rugged and waterproof compact camera. Unlike rivals, it offers the fastest aperture lens at f2.0, yielding significantly better low light performance. Its lens also has unrivaled macro capabilities, focusing only at 1 centimeter away and doing so throughout the entire zoom range. And that lets you capture photos of small subjects like insects or wildlife at a safe distance with ease. Yet the TG6 also offers the fastest burst performance around, easily shooting 20 frames per second with unlimited JPEG images. So difficulty capturing fast action sequences is now a thing of the past. Plus, it comes bundled with extra safety features like a compass, manometer, GPS, and a temperature sensor. Overall, Olympus's TUF TG6 is an outstanding choice for those wanting a compact camera ready to withstand the abuse of most adventures, say scuba diving or rock climbing. And it's among the toughest cameras around and one that's nearly indestructible too, yet it also brings functionality that even many high-end mirrorless cameras lack, such as 20 frames per second burst shooting or a simple feature like focus bracketing. So if you're looking for something waterproof, durable, and capable, this is undoubtedly one to consider. Coming in number 8, Panasonic's Lumix ZS200, also known as the TZ200. With the ZS200, Panasonic challenges Sony's popular RX100 series. The ZS200 features a 1-inch 20 megapixel sensor with a 24 to 360 millimeter lens and 4K 30 frames per second and 1080p 120 frames per second video. It also includes a 3-inch touchscreen, stabilization, built-in flash, the 4K photo mode, focus bracketing, HDR, and wireless connectivity. With this release, Panasonic's opted to squeeze in a much larger 1-inch sensor, substantially improving the camera's low light performance, but it also simultaneously helps produce better images with a pleasing background blur. Additionally, they've also redesigned the lens, now providing a 15 times optical and 30 times intelligent zoom. And at this price point, it's the current benchmark in zoom capabilities. Overall, Panasonic's ZS200 is a powerful all-in-one with plenty of manual control and versatility, and as a challenger to Sony's RX100, it's quite a compelling alternative indeed. Coming in at number 7, Panasonic's LX100 Mark II. Released in 2018, Panasonic's LX100 Mark II is their latest premium compact camera. It features a 17 megapixel micro four thirds size sensor, a 27 to 75 millimeter equivalent lens, 4K 30 frames per second, and 1080p full HD video up to 60 frames per second. It also has a 3-inch touchscreen, optical stabilization, the 4K photo mode, sequence composition, focus stacking, post-focus, time-lapse, stop motion, and wireless connectivity. The LX100 Mark II obtains Panasonic's high-end 49 area AF system with depth from defocus technology, making it amongst the most accurate stills camera around. But what sets this model apart is that they squeezed in a much larger micro four thirds size sensor into this ultra compact form factor. Most rivals only offer a 1-inch sensor by contrast, but here you get a sensor that's 1.6 times larger, and that change delivers superior image quality, less noise, better detail, and more dynamic range. And it's also far more suited to large format printing. Panasonic even includes their infamous L monochrome picture profile, which combines beautifully with the camera's built-in grain effect to capture arguably the best black and white images on the market. Overall, Panasonic's LX100 Mark II is quite a powerful all-rounder. Its predecessor, the original LX100, was already excellent, but the updates here are welcomed and refresh this popular lineup, making it an even better option for quality-conscious travelers who desire outstanding image quality without lugging around a bulky DSLR. Coming in number 6, Ricoh's GR IIIx. Released in 2021, Ricoh's GR IIIx refines their 12th generation GR with a highly user-requested feature. It features a 24.2 megapixel APS-C size sensor, a new 40 millimeter equivalent lens, and shoots 1080p 60 frames per second video. It also has a 3-inch touchscreen, a built-in ND filter, 2 gigabytes of built-in storage, multiple exposures, time-lapse, interval composite, HDR, and wireless connectivity. With this update, Ricoh's transferred over its predecessor's outstanding hybrid AF system and a larger 24 megapixel sensor with notably improved resolution, dynamic range, and ISO performance. They've also kept the 3-axis in-body stabilizer, letting you shoot handheld up to a half second to blur motion or improve low light performance. Yet the GR IIIx becomes the first model in this lineup to debut a new mid-telephoto lens, in this case a 40 millimeter f2.8 lens, and with 7 elements in 5 groups, the optical construction delivers the ultra-sharp details the series is acclaimed for, along with a useful macro mode. And you can use it with the new GT2 teleconverter, extending the focal length to 75 millimeters, now making this camera ideal for portraiture. Or you can use the camera's built-in crop mode, also converting the lens to a 50 or 71 millimeter equivalent lens. Overall, the GR IIIx refines the lineup with a highly requested lens update that greatly improves the camera's versatility, and it has now become among the top compact cameras in its class as a result. Coming in number 5, Canon's PowerShot G1X Mark III. Canon's G1X Mark III is the current flagship of the premium G series lineup. The G1X Mark III features a 24 megapixel APS-C size sensor, a 24 to 72 millimeter lens, and 1080p 60 frames per second video. It also includes a 3-inch vari-angle touchscreen, an electronic viewfinder, optical stabilization, panorama, HDR, time-lapse, a built-in neutral density filter, focus bracketing, a built-in flash, and offers wireless connectivity. This release marks Canon's first compact camera to feature an APS-C size sensor and dual pixel AF technology, features typically coveted to their DSLRs. This larger sensor allows the camera to produce nuanced images with better detail, low light performance, and dynamic range. It also helps the camera make print-worthy photos despite its otherwise compact size. The G1X Mark III is also one of the few in the segment that offers extensive weather sealing, and its robust construction helps keep dust, sand, and water at bay to ensure reliable performance no matter the environment. Overall, Canon's G1X Mark III is compact, sure, but it delivers a DSLR's performance and image quality to match, and its big sensor has a big impact, yet surprisingly small in size. Coming in number 4, Sony's ZV-1. Released in 2020, the Sony ZV-1 was their first vlog-centric camera aimed directly at content creators. It features a 20.1 megapixel 1-inch sensor, 4K UHD 30 frames per second, and 1080p Full HD video up to 120 frames per second. It also has a 3-inch articulating touchscreen, time-lapse, a tally lamp, ND filters, optical stabilization, a microphone input, and wireless connectivity. The ZV-1 obtains Sony's high-end 425-point hybrid AF system with real-time AF, the same setup as their flagship A6100 and A6600. And this configuration gives it class-leading focusing speeds amongst the competition, which now stands at 0.03 seconds. Yet the ZV-1 also brings a forward-facing tally lamp and a unique 3-capsule microphone, both ideally suited for vlogging. And it's also ready to capture unlimited 4K video with Sony's S-Log profile, or still images with the same image quality as their higher-end RX100 Mark VII without its higher-end price. Overall, Sony ZV-1 is the ideal option if you're a content creator looking to vlog, and being designed specifically for this target audience, it makes sense. It sets a new standard amongst compact cameras and is among the leaders of the class, given its excellent autofocusing, high-quality lens, and high-end sensor, and it's a one-stop solution to create high-quality content. Coming in number 3, Canon's PowerShot G7X Mark III. Canon's G7X III is the latest entry into the esteemed G7X lineup of multimedia cameras. The G7X Mark III features a 1-inch 20 megapixel sensor with a 24 to 100 millimeter lens, shooting 4K 30 frames per second and 1080p 60 frames per second video. It also offers a 3-inch flipping touchscreen, optical stabilization, time-lapse, HDR movie, neutral density filters, USB charging, a microphone input, and wireless connectivity. Unlike rivals, this particular camera is one of a few to provide vertical video support to TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, but it's also the first camera to support direct live streaming to YouTube, an exciting bonus that will quickly sway content creators. Plus, it also offers the high frame rate movie mode to shoot 120 frames per second videos in camera. Overall, the G7X Mark III offers exciting new additions over its predecessor, and it's an excellent camera for content creators looking for an intelligent yet portable solution. Coming in number 2, Sony's RX100 Mark VII. Sony's RX100 Mark VII is their latest premium compact camera. This 7th generation model features a 1-inch 20 megapixel sensor, a 24 to 100 millimeter lens, 4K 30 frames per second, and 1080p 120 frames per second video. It also includes a 3-inch flipping touchscreen, optical stabilization, an electronic viewfinder, vertical video support, log profiles, time-lapse, HDR, panorama, zebras, a built-in flash, a microphone input, and offers wireless connectivity. The RX100 Mark VII obtains Sony's class-leading hybrid AF system, which sports the fastest focusing of all compact cameras at just 0.02 seconds. But it also boasts real-time autofocusing, which provides advanced eye detection for humans and animals. Additionally, it inherits some of the flagship capabilities from the Sony A9, namely its sensor, which makes 60 calculations per second, producing 20 frames per second bursts with autofocus, or 90 frames per second without, or 1000 frames per second using the high frame rate mode. And these speeds make capturing decisive moments a complete afterthought. Overall, it's clear why Sony's RX100 Mark VII is among the top compact cameras. Inside this camera lies everything required to capture stunning photos and videos. And not only do you get a camera with remarkable telephoto power, but it also offers class-leading flagship performance and a jacket-friendly form factor, and it packs a punch that easily pleases all skill levels from beginners to working professionals. Coming at number 1, Fujifilm's X100V. Fujifilm's X100V is their latest premium street camera. The X100V features a 26 megapixel APS-C size sensor, a fixed 23mm lens, 4K 30 frames per second, and 1080p 120 frames per second video. It also includes a 3-inch tilting touchscreen, weather sealing, a built-in neutral density filter, zebras, log profiles, panorama, an electronic viewfinder, a tally lamp, multiple exposures, HDR, time-lapse, and it includes wireless connectivity. With this model, Fuji overhauled both the sensor and autofocusing system, and the X100V now obtains their latest 425-point hybrid AF system from the flagship X-T3. Even so, its fixed 23mm equivalent lens is also refined, and now in its 2nd generation, it offers superior sharpness, macro performance, and less distortion. Plus, this release also finally brings 4K video to the lineup and a tilting touchscreen to add much needed versatility, along with 30 frames per second burst shooting and 17 classic film simulations. Overall, it's easy to see that the X100V is an extensively polished release, but it still delivers the feeling of shooting film in the digital age. As such, it's a highly unique camera, but an excellent option if you want its nostalgia. So there you have it, my friends. There's our list of the best compact cameras. For more information, check out our website, photographypx.com. I've been your host, Devaun Lennox. We will see you in the next video.